Trump is doing with his tariffs. So,
Hi guys, it's me, Mike, coming to you from St. Louis County, Missouri. I'm here in my home, a modest home in St. Louis County, Missouri, uh, located uh, kind of like on the north side, the good side. Anyway, let's talk a little business. Let's talk a little turkey. So anyway, so it's summertime, and okay, we got what we got good weather to build with. We can cut some wood and get some housing going, and have it done by January. It doesn't take that long to build a small house. We can get a full. We need full crews, not just one or two guys. I mean a full crew building a house, and we put some houses up pretty quick and have them ready by January. When people need them, and we need to get out there and cut some wood before it burns. I mean, it's just going to burn, and so we might as well cut it before it burns. So that's my idea for today. But anyway, some of the senators are talking about wage increases. The president's talking about tariffs. Tariffs give us, they slow us down. We get slow, um, it's slow. This is slow. And then wage increase, well, it just about puts us out of business. And we have to lay off. And that causes the downward spiral. It causes what they call deflation. And you might get a housing bubble. Well, that would be good for us. We get some, we can cut some wood and get some housing ready. And if they have a housing bubble, the houses won't be real expensive, but they'll sell. See, a housing bubble, okay, that's bad for people, but for people with money, it's okay because they get real estate at their price. And deflation, well, that's bad, but it's okay for people that got money because they get everything else at price. They get things at a good price. See, it's inflation that we don't want. Inflation is characterized as too many dollars chasing too few goods. Well, too few goods is never the problem. Too many dollars, well, that's impossible. So anyway, it's just, it doesn't make sense. What's going on now is that the government keeps trying to get involved in business, which usually is unwanted, and they want to raise wages and they want to lower interest rates. The president wants to lower interest rates. Well, when people get older, they rebalance their portfolio, their investments. They get people in bonds. Well, if he lowers interest rate bonds, that's less they pay in your bonds. And it's not good for you. He says he's going to let you make money on the price of the bond. Well, that only really matters if you sell the bond. You want the interest on the bond. Also, he says he's going to raise the price, the sale price of the bond. But, that doesn't do any good unless you sell it. And so it's all about, they want to force you to buy some common stock. They want you to buy common stock to fund their business. They want you to fund their business. I don't know, what you want to call it. But the guy is just like a pass-through account, and he wants you to pay for everything. He wants you to fund his business with stock. He wants you to fund his business with prices. He wants you to pay his labor. He wants you to buy his equipment. He wants you to pay for everything. He's not going to do anything. He's not even going to do anything, and he's just going to be a pass-through account. It just goes through him. Which isn't so bad. The prices are low. prices are affordable, that's, you don't really care. But if he's like charging you a lot for work, like on your house or something, that's a lot. It's a lot of money. And, people can't afford to develop the property, which is not good. It's not like it's bad. We want people to maintain and develop the property and keep their property up. And that's all any mayor wants is that you keep your property up. And the problem is, well, the mayors are running ice rinks. And almost every local government has a bar and a liquor store. And they're running flag there, running ice rink. And they want to like leash you with ice rink and then try to make you work cheap. And in a dangerous dead end job. That's why the guys run a ice rink. Make you work cheap. That's why the guys got police. Make you work cheap. They're not there to defend you. They're never going to be there to defend you. They're there to make you work cheap. That means the ice rink. And people don't want that. There's a ice rink right here. Right now. There's a tavern. And the guy's got a convenience store that sells a lot of alcohol and tobacco on it. It's across the street, so it's not like on my side of the street. Neither one of them on my side of the street. But anyway, I don't want them. They've been here longer than me, so I don't want this stuff. It's caused a lot of trouble. I just don't want it. So we don't really have like business here. There's like an auto mechanic or auto body guy down in the corner. But we don't really have, and there's a used car guy at a car wash. But we don't really have like business, retail stores. We don't want them. Right now I'm using Walmart delivery. It's a residential area. We don't even want like your retail businesses. We don't even want them. We just want residential, single-family homes, homeowners. We're getting some runners, man. We don't like it because there's no parking. There's no parking. The runner wants to have a car, and there's no parking. So it takes somebody else to park in front of your house. Whatever. It's not a big deal. It just hurts you. Pay a lot of money for that parking space for your house. You just take it and let it simply rent. The reason the government wants to rent is they think they're going to get a nickel. The government thinks they're going to get a nickel, so they don't park in front of your house. So anyway, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to complain about it. We just don't want runners for that reason. We want single-family homes, single-family homeowners. One paycheck per house, one car per house. One guy employed, one man employed in the house, one paycheck per household, one car per household. The first thing they're going to tell you is the kid's got to go to the doctor. Well, on that day, since we had to educate your wife, on that day, your wife can drive you to the office or the job. On that day, your wife can drive the car, take the kid to the doctor. That's constantly the doctor. All they're going to do is press you with the doctor. Well, of course, you got to guess. You got to let them have a doctor and retire. So it's constant. So this was like the free enterprise here, and they had their socialist revolution in the 60s, and now it's all self-service. So we had full service. Everything was full service. The customer's always right. Everything's full service. The customers don't work for you, they pay you. well, that's the way it goes. But now they've had their socialist revolution, and they want customers to work for them. They want to tell customers that they're wrong. Just, at my age, I'm 65. It's not going to be, liked. I don't like it. I don't like somebody I pay tell me to do it. They want to say, like, well, they're professionals, and all they're going to do is tell you to do something. Well, we don't want that either. And then they're going to say they're better than options. You're not. Well, I don't know about it. But I expect the guy to treat me. I expect the guy to treat me, give me therapy and stuff. I expect the guy to just tell me what to do. I'm a discharged American veteran, and I'm entitled to free medical care for life. See, Ronald Reagan ran around and said, like, this stuff about welfare queens, people on Social Security. What's called welfare queens and stuff. But entitlements, Ronald Reagan sought the office based on entitlement reform. Well, entitlements are military pay and compensation. Military pay and compensation are entitlements. Those are entitlements. Ronald Reagan wants to reform. Let's take them away. So, but anyway, I signed up for free medical care for life, and some administrations do it, other ones don't. They like ruin my Christmas every year, trying to make me pay them. They take it right on my check. I'm on Social Security, and they take it right on my check, trying to force me to work. I wonder why people on Social Security won't get a job. It's just not financially feasible, and they want to take your property away and make you work. Nobody wants that. So everybody on Social Security thinks the government's communist, and they are. They want to take your property away, drag you out of the house, make you work, they go to Siberia. But anyway, so nobody wants that, of course, and it's usually not financially feasible. So when I got my MBA, they wanted me to work for like $17,000, and George Bush wanted to make one of his rules up. George Bush Jr. wanted to make one of his rules and say that I got to work day and night for $17,000. I can't even make ends meet for $17,000. I can't pay my student loan, put a roof over my head, and then get a car, make ends meet for $17,000. I can't do that at all. So I just told the guy not to offer me that job anymore. I told that company not to talk to me. Why not to offer me money? So it's like I had a lot of problems with that company for years. They used to try to tell us that if we don't do what they want, they're going to hurt our stock position on the portfolio. I said, well, if you don't do what we want, we're going to hurt your portfolio. They kind of make it a thinly veiled threat. Well, if you don't do what we want, it's going to hurt your portfolio. But it's really they're telling me if you don't do what we want, we're going to hurt your portfolio. So that was in the press, that made the news and stuff. They let them off easy. Didn't do much to them. But, yeah. Anyway, let's make lemon out of lemonade. Let's make lemonade out of lemons. So the forest is going to burn, so we might as well just cut it and make some houses out of it. Some furniture too. And some firewood. There's lots of stuff we can do with timber. Anyway, we got sawmills out there, or we'll put one up. There it is. But I'm 65. I'm not going to run and do it. It's just a recommendation, a suggestion, or advice for me. They keep trying to tell me to do my own advice, my own business. Well, my family's been here for about 400 years. This is my country. Whether I'm American, whether I'm a U.S. citizen or not, this is my land, this is my country. It's the air, land, and water belong to the people. It's my air, land, and water. All you got to be is a person. Not such a savage that they consider me an animal. That's basically all you got to be. Is civilized enough that they don't consider you a savage animal. Primitive savage. Anyway, when the founding fathers wrote the laws, they said the people are sovereign, not citizens. People. You don't have to have citizenship. People don't need citizenship. I don't know, that's just Don Trump and his labor group. He's like heading up a right wing labor group. You won't like labor groups. You won't like right wing or left wing labor groups. You won't like them. They both want a lot of money. They both want to withhold to get it. You know, they're just like, they're going to pull up short, you know, in the middle of a project, and after you pay them, they're going to tell you they want more money or they won't finish. You know, so nobody wants to have this. If you're not getting my, you know, opportunity, that's fine. Because they're going to pull up lane in the middle of the project and tell you if you don't get more money, they're not going to finish. You know, so nobody wants that. Ronald Reagan told me to do that. So it's something about forcing healings or whatever. They can change up in the middle of the project, change up in the middle of the contract. You know, that's what he's trying to do. See, I attended my service. I did my service. And then after my service, he wants to come along. I served about, I didn't serve with him. He was in office like 7 months of service. And President Carter was in office 17 months of my service. And Reagan gets in and says he's just going to steal my money. He's going to steal my money and property. Like the communist he was. And, you know, yeah, that's what, anyway, that's what entitlement reform is. I say, oh, we're going to get those welfare claims with entitlement reform. He's trying to take away, you know, Social Security. He's also trying to take away military paying compensation. He's also trying to take away, you know, old age pensioners. He's also trying to take away Medicare, Medicaid. He's trying to take it away. So Medicare is just a dirty trick. They tell you that you got to pay taxes, and you don't get like insurance. You got to pay them more. And then they want to co-pay too. They want you to pay them a premium. They want you to pay them taxes. They want you to pay them a premium if you get it, and then they want you to pay them a co-pay too. Just don't even get it. Just don't like a tax. Just don't even get it. But that's easy for me to say, because I'm supposed to have free medical care for life. It's easy for me to say, but Medicare, it's legal. They turn 65 and they want a large part of your Social Security check to be Medicare. Well, what happens if we go to retirement? I thought they were going to take money our whole lives, and then we were going to get a golden retirement. Anyway, my family's been here since before 1939. And we paid for that for it was 65 and 25, whatever that is, 90 years. We paid for that for 90 years. And these guys just steal it. You don't get a golden retirement. They say you got to pay them a Medicare. So I don't even get it. If you're trying to make me take it, I don't even get it. Of course, I'm a discharge better. So they make a big deal about your discharge. But lying to you. All you got to have is other than dishonorable. You get your medical benefits. If you have other than dishonorable, you get your medical benefits. What they do is they try to write positive. They're trying to do something positive. But it's socialism. But anyway, most of the laws are written in the negative. As long as you have other than dishonorable, you get medical benefits. It's written in the negative. They keep on around and say, hey, we're trying to use positive motivation. We're trying to make positive law. That's all socialism. But nobody wants motivation at all. They want financial incentive. Nobody wants motivation. They want financial incentive. That's the biggest problem in America. They won't try to motivate you. People want financial incentive. They say like, well, if you're like an MBA with emphasis in management, you want to offer people financial incentive instead of motivation. They don't even want you. They're like, we want you to try to hoodwink people, and I don't. You know? And give them beer and sexual stimulation. It's that. I'm trying to make it work for that. I don't want to do that. If you don't want to like authorize me to offer financial incentive, I don't even want to take part in your corporation or business. So, I've had people like do what I say, you know, but it's basically because the company's paying. They're not doing what I say because it's authoritarian. They're doing what I say because the company's paying them. The company tells me to talk to them or do a job. And if I don't talk to them, the job won't be done. So I do talk to them. The company doesn't say don't do that. They let you. See, the company's slick. They're sly. They don't want to like authorize you, but they gotta have the job done. So they try to get you to do it without additional pay, authorization. So like nobody wants to sit back and fail. So I mean you gotta do it. Somehow work something out where it gets done. As long as it gets done, we don't care. You don't want to sit back and fail. But anyway, you don't like get your feathers ruffled about authority and stuff. It's just terrible. As long as the job is done, that's all you're there to do. So you know, see a lot of times what they're doing is they're trying to give you a title like some authority because they don't want a union. People will start talking about a union. So I give a few people titles and authorities and a small pay increase, and you don't want to. So anyway, I don't feel like being a popular kind of stuff. I just don't feel like being involved in their struggle, their power struggle. See, when they're talking about their struggle, it's the labor capital struggle. Lincoln is for the labor. Talking about their labor capital struggle, and in this case, capital being money and property. And they want to have their labor capital struggle. Lincoln's for the labor. So I don't know what you think you're going to get from the Republicans. They're still a bunch of socialists. See, Lincoln in his second inaugural address says he wants the labor over the capital. I think it's just take your money. I think it's just take your money. Anyway, I don't know how that. Anyway, so anyway, we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We'll just cut some wood. What's the hospital? What it needs is shelter. Well, I'm not going to do that. Four months. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And I'm the one that invented Gladstone. That was my handle out there in California a few years ago. Let's talk about this. So we talk about business, and I hope you liked it. And have a nice day.